We're lucky today because we're out with the owner of this claim, and there's no way that we would ever know about this otherwise because it's not on any maps and it's an extremely remote location. I'm just starting here because I want to show you guys this remains of the stamp mill. Stamp mill used to be up there and tumbled down the hill, as you can see here. And there's actually more of it down the hill here. Down there, you can see bits and pieces of it because, you know, went tumbling down into the creek there. And then the adits and such start down here. So we'll head on down there. That's a beautiful spot. The cabin's right over there. I'll show you in a minute. I just wanted to show you a good view of where it was, because that's pretty nice. That stamp mill is right there, and we just followed the trail down here to the cabin. And the claim owner's estimate on the age of the cabin is early 1900s, and judging from the look of it and all the artifacts around here, that would seem to fit. The creek's right here, as you can see. Beautiful spot. Gotta say, it's a beautiful spot. And let's show you a closer look at some of the treasures that have been collected over the years. All this stuff is stuff he's found on the site, he was saying. You know, this is not, you know, obviously the plastic is something he brought in, but like all this other stuff, that's all stuff that was found here. So that's really cool. You can see more over here, obviously. Some ore samples here. There's obviously placer in the creek next to us, and then there's also lode mines here on this claim as well. You see some of them. Got a hydraulic ram here, which I thought was pretty interesting. And then see some more of these tools and treasures here. And then obviously the early miners needed a place to start, so they just started piling all the rock up here. But the claimer told us that the ground underneath is a virgin ground, so if he ever moves that and works it, there should be some good gold down there. Again, this is all stuff that was found at the site, so that's pretty cool. And then something I want to show you over here. There's a stamp here, and you can actually see some gold embedded in the stamp still, which is really not the yellow, but like the. I'm not saying that the yellow is gold, but like this stuff at the bottom. Maybe, I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's gold embedded in it right there. That's really cool. Here's another one right here. I don't see gold embedded in that one. And then closer look at the cabin here. This cabin's really cool. There's a look at the entrance right here.
What was that? This is like my little Shangri-La area. It's like,
yeah, it's nice.
I'm to fucking relax. Sometimes I can sleep all day and wake up at night and go back to bed. Piss off the porch, you know.
Good stuff.
If you do it too much, it stinks. So like, damn, it stinks. Dude, that's where you take your pee-pee trail. And at one time, I was growing some squash up here, and these guys that came here and moved in, they were gonna grow. They cut some trees down, and we're gonna grow a big old crop out here.
All kind of pretty big rocks here. Hard to imagine those old timers muscling those aside, but they did. They were determined. And then I see more rocks here, and then this looks like a waste rock pile here, and so we asked about that, and he said that was tailings coming down from being processed up there. So pretty cool, pretty cool. So we're at the portal here, and I had to point out the size of this boulder on top. This is all one solid rock, and it just extends back there for days. I'm a couple feet in the portal now, and you can see this huge boulder just extends, you know, off in all directions. It's just massive. They did some work up there, and then they added here. Actually goes in, it directly bends to the left. So I'll get in there and check it out. Okay, I'm a little deeper in now. There's only about 3 feet or so of clearance here, so it's kind of hard to move and film at the same time. Again, there's a better look at that stuff going off to the right. You can see it stops there, but I'll see the drill mark right there. As I was saying, it goes off to the left here. You can see a timber there and some work up there. So let's get back there and see how that looks. Alright, heading in. And I just noticed there's a salamander here, which is cool. You don't see those guys too often. So that's cool to see him there, or her. Alright, let's get in here. Man, there's some huge boulders back here. This is nuts. Like I said, timber right there. And yeah, they cleared all out through here. Wow. They, man, this boulder on top of me just keeps going, extends all the way back to here. And you can see they cleared out all underneath here. And then back here and through there. So I was just shooting on the other side of the rock over there, and I've squeezed through to their side here. That's the portal right there. And you see some of the conglomerations right there. They actually punched through all the way to the surface. You see the roots right there. And then behind me here, you can get a better look at this little room here. And you see it hits the bedrock here. So that would have been a great spot for them to work. And then you can see the backside of this huge boulder here. Big millipede right there. You see the backside of this huge boulder here. So yeah, I think this would have been a very profitable place for them to work. Can't see it, but the cabin is just across the creek there a little ways. And I got a nice looking attic here. Now something interesting here, this was the first effort and was obviously a mistake. They went back here and realized they weren't in the right spot. So they just shifted over a little ways to here. And this was the right spot. And you can see it goes in there and heads back for a ways. So we'll get in and check it out in just a minute. Alright, heading on in. A little bit damp, but not too bad at all. It's all solid rock. Love it.
So different than the other shit.
Yeah, this is really different than the others.
It's really old too, you know, there's no sign of tracking here. Maybe they had wood rail in here.
Yeah, interesting. Little pocket
yeah,
right
I think
there.
maybe one. That's probably a pocket because they hold through, so.
Yeah, interesting.
There's a frog right there. Frog, yeah.
Carrying on. Ah,
We're
yeah.
back in here, we got a bite, and I can't.
Huh.
The
Cool.
detector tells me different things every time I pick them.
Little pocket right here. And that's where we were just looking at a second ago. You can see the quartz back there. And it carries on
They're awesome.
up. And then that's where we were looking through. That's where we were just looking. And continuing on now. See all the quartz here. It's really, really neat to see that.
Yeah,
And we've got stuff going off to the right here.
Rolls real quick right
And
here.
then stuff to the left.
180 degree roll.
Let's start with the
Down
right.
Here. You see how the shit is just broken to pieces?
Continuing on. Alright, see that strip of quartz right there? That's pretty neat seeing that. And then you can see the drill holes right there. And then Adit keeps running back that way. You can see there's a lot more quartz at the top of it right here too. In the back, as they call it. Good thing I got waterproof boots on. Little pocket they cleaned out here, or chasing something. And oh, that goes all the way up. We'll come back and check that out. And then, like I said, back there, you can see all the bits of busted up quartz and such here. And then you had it, keeps going up that way. That's the clay miner's dog in front of us. Looking in there for something. See some timbers here for something. Wow, look at that rock right there. See how it's changed? That's wild. That's really interesting. It's skinnier now, that's for sure. And keeps you running back that way. Having to crouch down now. Looks like those are pick marks and such. On the side of the ribs of the Adit, or the side. Here's another section they picked out a little bit of. I don't know if that was exploratory or what. Except there's remains of I don't know if it's a piece of wood or a pipe or what. Oh, it's a piece of wood. And you can see, looks like there might be a fault right here or something, given how flat the side of the Adit or the ribs are. Really cool environment. It just keeps going back there too. It's so flat on each side. I almost feel like I'm in the room of or a hallway of a house or something. Still looks like that might be the face or a face right there. And just want to show you where we're walking. The bottom right here is perfectly level as well. So I've got straight angles all around me because this is perfectly flat on this side. The bottom here is perfectly flat, and then it's flat on that side. So interesting. Some timbers here, and yeah, this is they stopped right here. I can see why, because we've been going for a while. It's just been this stuff. I haven't seen any quartz. So let's head back and check out those other sections. That's the section we just explored where they lost the vein. They're obviously trying to find it. You can see they had it for a little while running through there, and then obviously it must have been pretty good because they kept pushing back for a way to try and find it. If you'll recall, we passed this section here on the way in and bypassed at the time. We'll head up there now. Lots of good quartz here too. It's interesting because if you look at the veins, they seem to keep rolling back on themselves. It must be very rich when you get those zones where it was rolling back on itself. Little pocket back there doesn't really go anywhere. And then again, looking up here, we're heading there now. I was just shooting from down there a moment ago, and came up this raise here, and you can see they chased the vein up there a ways, and I'm sure it keeps going. You know, if they were to pursue it, right in front of me here, again is an example where it looks like the quartz vein sort of folds back on itself, rolls back on itself. So I imagine some pretty good gold here. The guys brought the metal detector with them and got a signal down below, so that's what they're working on now. Yeah, your claim, you can look for gold on it. Good for them. Hope they find something. Looking ahead, this is where it goes in the other direction, and looks like it drops off there, and then there's something there. I think that ties into the lower workings that we saw. Not sure if they were chasing a vein here or not. Oh yeah, looks like they were. Looks like see a contact zone right there with the quartz. Looks like they were working on that. Looks like there might be more up there too. It's hard to tell from here. So yeah, that ties into those lower workings. And then looking ahead, I bet that does too. But let's go check to be sure. All right, just looking back where I just came from, and there's that hole right there. And then swinging around, they're coming this way. It drops down to the area we were looking up before. So we'll head on back and just go look in here, underneath real quick so you can see what's there. All right, we just finished exploring that section as well as the upper level back there. The guys are working here behind me, trying to find the source of that signal.
You find a lot of leverets.
Oh yeah?
I found a lot of not gold too. Not there.
And we still have this section here
Woo,
to check out
got your toesies.
that we skipped on the way in. See, had some timbers set up here, and below us there, some more quartz right there over the vein. We were just looking down from up there a moment ago, and that hole that I jumped over, I believe ties in right here, yeah. So that's the hole I jumped over. It goes up. And you can see some of the timbers they put in here, still intact, despite the at least century or more that they've since they've been placed in here. So that's cool.